Jeopardy! Host Ken Jennings' son, Dylan, won't call him dad? In a recent clip of Good Morning America, Ken Jennings talks about when his son used to not call him dad. Ken Jennings is known as the host of Jeopardy, but also a player of the game as well. Why was Dylan not calling Ken dad? Keep reading to find out. Ken Jennings, vertical bar YouTube. Ken Jennings, YouTube. Dylan Jennings funny moment. Dylan Jennings would hear Johnny Gilbert call his dad Ken Jennings every episode, so he started calling his dad by his full name. Ken laughed and shared that Dylan only referred to him as Ken Jennings that entire summer because that's what he heard on TV. The funny moment quickly went viral when it was shared on TikTok, and fans couldn't get enough of it. Many expressed how adorable they thought the story was. One fan wrote, "That's the cutest story," while others reacted with laughter, calling it hilarious. This story shows how unique Ken's experience is on Jeopardy! Was, not just for him, but for his family. In 2004, Ken famously competed for 75 episodes, winning 74 of them, earning $2,584,100, making him one of the most famous Jeopardy! Contestants in history. Since his incredible run, Ken has gone on to write books, participate in other quiz shows like The Chase, and eventually became the host of Jeopardy! Following the death of Alex Trebek. Jennings' appearance on Good Morning America reminded fans of how relatable he is, even with his extraordinary achievements. His story about Dylan brought a personal touch to his public persona and showed how his family navigated his sudden rise to fame. Fans of the show can only hope that one day Dylan might make an appearance on Jeopardy! With his dad. How do you feel about Dylan calling his dad by his full name? Did you know about Ken Jennings' amazing run? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Ken Jennings, famed for his unparalleled Jeopardy! Winning streak and his poised presence behind the iconic blue lectern, is no stranger to questions. But one question that's left fans scratching their heads doesn't come from a daily double, it comes from his home life. Why doesn't Ken Jennings' son, Dylan, call him dad? It's a quirky anecdote that Jennings has shared with good humor in recent interviews, but it speaks volumes about the unique dynamic between the trivia titan and his family. Dylan Jennings, now a teenager with a sharp wit of his own, has taken to calling his father by his first name, Ken, rather than the more conventional dad or father. "I think it started as a joke," Jennings chuckled on a recent podcast appearance. "One day Dylan just said, 'Hey Ken, can you pass the salt?' And it stuck. Before I knew it, I was Ken at home, not dad." To many, this may seem unusual, but Jennings, ever the affable brainiac, isn't too bothered. In fact, he finds it endearing. The Jennings household, unsurprisingly, is one where clever wordplay, sarcasm, and a healthy dose of irreverence flourish. A home where casual conversation can easily veer into obscure historical facts or challenging each other with impromptu trivia questions. Calling him Ken fits perfectly into the family's tradition of lightheartedness and clever banter. "It's not disrespect," Jennings emphasized. "It's just Dylan being Dylan. He likes poking fun at the fact that I'm a public figure now. He says it makes me feel more normal when he calls me Ken like everyone else on TV does." And perhaps Dylan is onto something. Jennings, who rose to fame in 2004 with a record-setting 74 game-winning streak on Jeopardy! Has spent the past 2 decades balancing his public persona with private life. Transitioning from trivia juggernaut to best-selling author and, ultimately, co-host and now sole host of the very game show that made him famous, Jennings has remained remarkably grounded. His family, he often notes, keeps him that way. "There's nothing like your kid calling you by your first name in front of his friends to keep you humble," Jennings quipped. Interestingly, Dylan's casual address mirrors something Jennings himself admired growing up. In interviews, he has mentioned that his own childhood was full of idiosyncrasies, a family of bookworms and jesters, where humor and intelligence were equally prized. The apple clearly hasn't fallen far from the tree. And really, what could be more Jeopardy! Than answering a family quirk with a smile and a punchline? Would you like a punchier or more humorous version as well?